Poland is a country with many faces. It can delight you with its natural beauty, amaze you with its modernity, or interest you with its rich history. The busy streets of the big cities are full of life, and majestic nature can soothe your troubled nerves. In the last few decades, Poland has undergone an unprecedented metamorphosis and has become a possibility for many countries. Discover the stories of people who left their homeland and chose Poland as their new home. What did they expect? What did they discover? What made them so determined to stay here? Our heroes will answer these questions. Immigrants from all over the world who built their new lives in Poland. The protagonist of today's episode found more than just a safe haven in Poland amidst the war in Ukraine. Warsaw is also the culmination of an extraordinary love story and a tale of people who reunited after many years. Hi, my name is Oksana Woloch-Ilmientiewa. I'm from Ukraine. I've been living in Poland for 3 years. We're in Sulejówek. This is where I live. Welcome to our home.
Даня, Саша, пішли щось повечеряємо, щось зробимо по-швидкому. Я думаю, чай будемо пити, да? Якісь бутерброди зробити і солодке бери.
Чай.
Я чай, а ти колбасу бери, сир і хліб. Візьмемо бутербродики, зробимо тоді. З Данілом...
Danilo and I met when we were kids.
Як були дітсько.
She was younger than me. Well, she is younger. I remember her from when we were still at school. She was very beautiful and kind. Well, yes, life took its course. We finished school, and I moved to Lutsk. I had a boyfriend there, and I got married, and he went on to build his own life. Then I became a widow, because my husband died. He fought in the First War in 2014. And after 3 years, I managed to move on. I got used to living alone. And then what happened was, around Christmas, I went to visit my mother. And that's where we met and started reminiscing about when we were young. We exchanged phone numbers and started calling each other every evening. And during the day too, I won't deny it. Yes. He proposed to marry me. Yes. I said, I have 2 kids. Would you want me? I have 2 kids. I usually manage on my own. And he replied, so what? Think it over. I'll come in the summer. That was in January. To be more precise, I told her over the phone that I fell in love with her. That's it. But she didn't believe it. Well, I think she believed it, but she didn't expect it to happen so quickly. I was just afraid of such a relationship. I thought to myself, we're older now. By now, everyone has their own life. We're not young anymore, but the war brought us together. When the war started, I couldn't contact anyone, not even him in Poland. The war began in Ukraine. I called her first thing in the morning. And I told her, take the kids, I'll be waiting for you at the border. He immediately told me, grab the most important things, your documents, maybe some money as well if you've got any. If you haven't got any, don't worry, I've got some. And take the children, Dmitry and Ola, and come to me. I'm waiting. It was very dark. It was cold. I had a bag with documents and money tucked under my jacket, and a small suitcase as well. Seeing the soldiers was a relief. I called Danilo. We're close to the Ukrainian border. I was a bit scared, wondering if they would manage to get here in time, because no one knew how it would go or what the actions would be, whether military or otherwise. We stood there until midnight, and then the barrier went up. The man said, please, 20 people go. But it wasn't that simple. All those people rushed towards the barrier. Stop! You can't go. Only 20 people. He said that if you don't leave, I'll shoot into the air or at you. Those were our own people. I said, I'm not going back. I'm staying here. He said, fine, 30 people. And we made our way to the Polish border, on foot. There was like a gate. It was scary. I felt as if I were homeless, poor and destitute. It felt like being in Afghanistan, like the people fleeing from the war in Afghanistan. But we made it. I saw the soldiers and realized they weren't ours. They were Polish. It felt really reassuring. They had such, excuse me, such kindness in their hearts. And I took them from the border. I brought them here, where I lived. We started with a small room. When we came from the war to Poland, to Danilo, my mum became happier than she had been before.
Наше путешествие. А ну повернись, Маруська, ти. Там у нас Сашка. Одна. Вже на фініші. А ну повернись сюди.
I like it here. It's calm. People are nice, calm. They listen to us. I would like to have a small apartment. We don't need a big one. I want our kids to come for a weekend, and then to come with grandchildren. I don't like central Warsaw. It's noisy, so noisy. We have what we have now. Thank God you brought us here. We're safe, at peace and happy. We're taking it one step at a time. And the kids are here, which is great. In Ukraine, there is no life. But here there are more opportunities. Work is paid, but you have to work for something always. That's life. You always have to strive for something.
Жизнь такая штука, что к чему-то надо всегда стремиться.
Danilo and I got married here in Poland. Thanks to the fact that she is with Danilo, I feel at peace. Everything is fine. She's not alone, because when I grow up, I'll have my own life. I don't want her to be alone. I'm glad she found her person and that she's happy.
Kupicie pani?
Proszę bardzo. Dam taką siateczkę z uchem, bardzo proszę.
Dziękuję. Tak. O, to bardzo lubię mój mąż takie jabłuszka Champion.
No one są bardzo, bardzo słodziutkie, mięciutkie, dobre.
Tak, proszę.
Tak?
Jeszcze chciałaby te pomidorki.
Dobrze, siateczkę dać?
Tak.
Proszę bardzo. On też ma sam miód.
Takie słodkie, bardzo podobnie jak nas w Ukrainie kiedyś, jak mieszkałam tam.
Tak. Bardzo dobre są.
Polski język.
Learning the Polish language is very important to me. I don't want to look foolish when I'm interacting with people, going to the city hall and so on. I started learning Polish back when we were living in one room. It was difficult. I learned by myself, but I want to improve even more. I really want to improve. I know I can't speak like a Pole because I'm Ukrainian, but at least sounding half Polish would be very pleasant for me. But I want to write well, and I don't want to look foolish.
Lubię pokupić owoce, warzywa na takich bazarkach, tak, bo no tak jak i w Ukrainie kiedyś, no.
A ile pani mieszka w Polsce już?
No, będę 3 lata. Jak wojna zaczęłaś, tak i przejechała.
Jak się pani podoba?
Bardzo.
Tak?
Bardzo, bardzo podoba. Bardzo fajni ludzie. Tak. Czy mogę zapłacić kartą? Gotówką?
Gotówką, jakby można.
Gotówką? O, nie wiem, czy... A ile tam?
16-20.
A, to wystarczy. I pomysł jest taki...
The goal is to obtain Polish citizenship. That would be much better for us. My mother's great-grandmother was Polish. If we find her documents, we will be able to obtain Polish citizenship. There was Kowalewska, for example. Lotocka is my mother's maiden name. We had a Brzezicka in our family as well. Of course, I don't know who she was because it was such a long time ago. Everything got mixed up. Come with me to meet a man who helps people trace their Polish roots. I hope I'll get some information. This is the most important thing for me, because my grandmother was Polish. Great. This is the place. Wish me luck. Good morning. I called you. I'm glad you came. Now we can start looking. We managed to find some things, so we'll show you what we can. It will be interesting, as always. Thank you for your message earlier. It helped me prepare a little. Your family history is quite complicated, like that of many families from Kresy who lived in Volhynia. You mentioned that in the interwar period there were 2 surnames. Kowalewski, and his wife's name was Wierzbicka. Let's start with Kowalewski. You said that they came and lived in Żuławniki before the war, which is in Volhynia, Ukraine. You mentioned that he was born in 1894 and served in the army, specifically in the Volhynia Regiment. Until 1914, this regiment was stationed in Warsaw. So we even have a Polish-Warsaw connection here. Then he met your grandmother, his wife, Sonia Wierzbicka, who was Paweł's daughter, and they lived here in Żuławniki. Geological research is very intriguing. In fact, it's an adventure of a lifetime. Even if you start today, get caught up in it, and take a break, you'll always come back to it, because more and more information keeps appearing on the internet. But of course, not everything on the internet is actually accessible. Sometimes it requires us to visit the so-called field, state archives, church institutions, and various museums. It's a wonderful thing connecting it all. We have Druszkopol here, and it even specifies which parish, because in order to find the birth or marriage certificate, you need to know which church they belong to. You said that the Kowalewski family was Orthodox, and that Grandma Sonia was probably Catholic, because she spoke Polish, felt Polish, and prayed in Polish both morning and evening. So it would be necessary to check and determine which parish it was for Żuławniki. You must have the records. There were marital status documents like that in the form of books. I know what you're talking about because I have it too. Exactly, that's correct. So, if you have the opportunity, I don't know, to take a picture with your phone and send the information, it could be confirmed that Grandma Sonia was Polish. From the documents, you can usually infer certain things, and sometimes it even explicitly states that someone is of Polish nationality. Thank you very much for this information. It's very important to me. We will meet in a month, and I'm waiting for the information by email. We'll keep working and see you in a month. Thank you very much. Goodbye. I've just had the meeting. I'm very satisfied and happy that I received important information. What's very important to me is that my daughter is not alone here. It's very important for me to find family in Poland.
Привіт, привіт, мамуль.
Привіт, мам. Hello.
Як там обстановка, як здоров'ячко твоє?
Слава Богу, дякувати Богу.
Що там, сирена не гудела?
Віталіка нема.
Не чує.
Кажу, питається Данило, чи сирени були сьогодні? Що там?
Були вночі.
Були вночі, бачиш?
Кожну ніч гуде.
Кожну ніч гуде. А хтось з наших там дзвонив? Як там ті Свєта? Що ти регочеш? Ну.
Я пам'ятаю.
Бабуся смішна? А ми тут собі вирішили трошки повечеряти, чаю зробити, там зробили канапки собі, та якесь печиво, та й все, туди-сюди, дай будемо до праці готуватися.
Сашка говорить, наркому
відпочивати. А, Саша говорить, 100 грам нема.
Не чую. Дякую.
Все, добраніч, мам.
Пока, бабусь.
Попав.
Що таке? Успокойся, успокойся. Я не видел отца с 22-го.
I haven't seen my father since 2022. I left before the war. I love him very much. I want to see him, of course, but the situation is such that I can't.
Такая ситуация, что не можем.
Ми щоденно дзвонимо до своїх родителів.
We call our parents every day. My dad waits for me at 6 a.m. He's 86 years old.
86 лет.
Ой, точно, як будто на небі.
Слухай, як на небі буде.
Ой, класно. Ну? Вау!
I enjoy going for walks with my mum to the city centre, the old town, or a museum.
тату.
Нічого собі. Класно.
Як вмієш, як
Teraz ja czuję się, że
Now I feel that Poland is my home. Maybe one day I'd like to move somewhere else, but for now I feel good here.
Руки. Bardzo zadowolona tym, co
I'm very happy that Ola finished high school and is now at university. This is the most important and happiest thing for us. We want her to have a European diploma.
Дочка молодец.
My daughter is doing well. She got into university and is studying now, which is a big accomplishment. I hope she achieves everything she's set out to do in life, and we'll support her along the way.
То, что она задумала в своей жизни здесь, то, чтобы она добилась, а мы поможем.
When she passed high school, I cried. I don't know why. I was very happy. I said to myself, we did it.
Ми те зробили.
Як страшно. Ой, як на кораблі.
Ой, ні-ні-ні-ні-ні. Я не хочу. Все, поїхала.
Good evening, Mrs. Oksana. This is Michał Marciniak speaking. I apologize for reaching out to you so late, but I just left Mr. Michał, your cousin. I find that incredible. I was just talking to him. I managed to find him. You mentioned him during our last conversation, that you saw each other almost 30 years ago. So I met with Mr. Michał. He was slightly shocked by our meeting. My God, really? You found Michał for me? Michał? I'm in shock. I'm just in shock. I don't know what to say.
Я в шоку. Я просто в шоку. Я не wiem, co mówić.
What's more, Mr. Michał, like you, lives near Warsaw. I hope that you'll be able to meet.
W ogóle państwu się uda spotkać, tak?
And you said you just left Michał? Yes. I met him face to face and I spoke with him. He was very, very surprised. After a few moments of not knowing what to say, he quickly grabbed his phone to call his parents, who still live in Lublin. And I managed to confirm a few details of what you told me. So we know that this is Mr. Michał, your cousin. What's more, after our last meeting, you sent me a photo of your Pan Tadeusz book with a dedication from Mr. Michał's parents to your parents. I showed it to him, and he immediately sent it to his parents as well, and they recognized their handwriting. Honestly, it's incredible. It's a feeling that's hard to describe, both for me and for you. What can I say? It's a surprise for me. It's a very nice and uplifting message. I was waiting for this. I had hope. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And please send me Mr. Michał's contacts, because I would really like to contact him, to arrange a phone conversation, or maybe a meeting.
Umówić się na rozmowę po telefonu albo może na spotkanie.
For me, obtaining citizenship is important. This is where I live, and it needs to be legal. I want to make it official for myself and my family. So it turns out that I am also half Polish. Maybe that's why I'm doing okay with my Polish.
Що, йдемо до лісу?
Ні.
Групу не збираємо.
Ні. Ні, йдемо. Йдемо. Пішли на каву. Йдемо на каву. Йдемо. Хто керує? Ти чи я?